I'm the old bat. And that's the old bug. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take these two pieces of angle iron and bolt them to this. I'll put marks here where the holes need to go. And then this part is going to sandwich around the top of that. This. I have to make sure I get it measured whichever way this thing, I have a feeling it goes this way. Either way, it won't matter because it's going to be the same measure. So then these are going to be bolted here, and then I'm going to send these two gigantic bolts I have going through there. And that, I think, is going to work. We'll see. It's 4th of July, by the way. Happy 4th of July. Okay. Marker, here it is. The other benefit of doing just bolting instead of welding is that I can take it off and resell both of these parts separately. Back like how they originally were meant to be used. That's one advantage. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go with that. Okay, so off to my drill press. All right. Cool. Wow, look at how tight that is on there. This is not even bolted into it. How is that possible? Okay, so now what I want to do is make sure it's level. And looks about right. And then I'm going to mark the holes for these guys. And this only goes up to there. So I might put some kind of a gusset back here to make it sturdier. But anyway, these are the bolts I'm going to put through there. And they're perfect length, big old honking things. They have a nylock on the end, so there'll be 2 bolts. And that means I want this to be forward a little bit. So I need to get a sledgehammer, I think, because this little hammer's not doing it. Now, see it down there? Yep. Okay. So, I'm going to mark where I put those. There. Okay, so now I'm going to mark holes here to drill for those 2 big old bolts I'm doing. In case you didn't see it because I was not paying attention. Those guys. I'll put 2 in them. Boop and boop. Alright, so I turned this around. I went online and looked at Mike FN's setup, and he has this closer to this side of the stand, not up here like I had it. So I just turned it around. Now I'm going to double check the level. Alright, so now I want to get in the center of this hole as much as I can. Not center, but I mean it's the outermost edge of these 2 sides of the tube, and then put the hole right through it. Now let me see here. Right about there. Perfect. All right, back to the drill press. Is this not the cutest little, whatever these things are called, squares or whatever? It's so cute. Okay, let's scratch a line. Actually, I'm just going to go over here. Okay, so this was that way, so that means I want the hole over here. And I don't need to measure on both of them because I'm going to use this one as a guide for that one. Yep. Okay, let's see, what about right there? Okay, let's go to the drill press now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drill 2 1/4-inch holes here, and then I'm going to use a self-centering bit to copy the holes onto the other one, and then I'm going to put the whole thing on the stand and do pilot holes there too, so it should be perfect. That's the hope. See how it goes. Rag. My shirt's a rag. Let's use that. Okay, so there's the little hole I just drilled, and I'll get my self-centering bit. And a drill. Gotta have one of them. And this will just Make sure I stick it right in the right spot. There we go. All right, and I made sure these are all flush. So now, turn it so I can do this side. Bingo. All right. Now you can see those 2 holes there. All right, where they need to be. So let me go drill the 1/4-inch holes there. You don't need to watch me do that. And I'll be back. All right, now let's put this back on. Ugh. Those are now flush. It is seated. It's not towed in. Let's tighten this puppy down and check for level. Now everything's set. All right, here we go. Okay, now let's test it, make sure it spins fine. Beautiful. It should work. Ah. Okay. Take that out of there. And now we drill the holes into the engine stand. All right, so now I'm going to do my pilot holes. Beautiful. Uno más. I am gonna get my 1/4-inch and do those because they just don't look right to me. All right, so I'm gonna go to 11/16. I'm gonna work my way up. I'm on 5/16 right now. All right, the torture of drilling is over, thankfully. So let's pop these in there first. Look at that baby. Uh-huh. There we go. Sweet. That's satisfying. This looks good. I think it's going to work just fine. So you have the bolts on the top and then those big old honking bolts going through the center there. Everything has an eye locks. I'm feeling pretty confident that this is going to be okay. We'll see though. It's so cool to see all this stuff like in person after watching it on the videos for months and months and months, and dozens and probably hundreds of videos I've watched on how to do all this stuff. it's fun to see it in real life and do it and be like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Ah. Fun. That's out of the way. I kind of want to do the rest of the tins when it's on the stand. And I just want to get everything out of the way so I can put the yoke on here. So that means I'm going to get rid of the exhaust system right now. So I got to research how to do that. Okay, so this pipe here is a heat exchanger or preheat tube or whatever it's called. And it actually just blows warm up air over to the carburetor to warm it up. I think that's its only purpose. So to get this off, I need to disconnect it from there on both sides. That's easy. Oh, it broke. Darn it. Well, that's the way it goes, right? Darn it. Okay, well, this stuff happens. You got to just go with it. That one's going to come loose. No problem. Darn. Okay, Bentley says to take off this screw next. Okay, the other side. All right, so that came loose real easy. That's what it looks like. All right, so now I'm going to get these guys off. Okay. This is the advantage of having little hands. Well, I don't have little hands, I don't think, compared to other women, but little hands compared to most of you guys, you men folk. Okay. 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 And that's pretty corroded. Feeling this one's gonna break off. Let me try the other one up here. This one's doing the same thing. Okay, how do I want to handle this? Why do I need to worry about it if this is coming right off? Let's not worry about it for a minute.
I was really confused why those bolts had to be removed, because when I was wiggling that part, it just seemed like I just had to loosen up something and it would come off. So, and I was nervous about breaking bolts off in the case because, you know, that's a real bummer if you do that. So, I go through this whole process and then it finally dawns on me.
I don't get it. Why would that matter? Maybe this is... Oh, I see. Yes, it does matter. There's a pipe that goes in here. And it goes somewhere. Maybe it goes right to there. I bet you that's it, and that's why. So this pipe goes through here. That's how this works. I always wondered how these work. So this pipe from the crankcase goes into the muffler, and it gets super hot. And then air is forced through this little area that is not, being contaminated by the exhaust. And it goes down into the heater boxes and into the cab of the car. That is the ticket. So I do have to take off those bolts. See, now that I know that, next time it'll be super easy, right? Really trying to be careful here. Doesn't want to budge. Okay, I'm just going to keep at it. Nope. Darn it. Darn it. Okay. Okay, let's try a breaker bar. Moved easy enough, but I can't tell if this is bolt moving or it's breaking. Okay. I think I got it. Yes, goody. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Nope. Okay. The cheater bar. Bolt moving. Darn it! The stud or whatever the heck it is. Darn it. Oops, sorry. Okay. Start putting it back on. Darn it. It's gonna bust. Alright. Yep, there it broke off. Yeah. Crap faces. All right, well, I know this happens and there's a solution, so I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Boom. Perfect. All right, and now these I have to take off. And the Bentley says these are self-locking nuts. And the last time I tried to get a self-locking nut off, it wasn't pretty. But this doesn't look like that same kind, so of nut that I had trouble with before. It was on the idler arm. That was a self-locking nut. And you have to have a special tool to get that off, which of course I don't have, but this just looks like a regular nut to me. Boy, it looks like it's going to break off as well, though. These threads are just non-existent. Darn. Part of the fun, though, right? And it has to come off. There's no option there. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. Make sure my mic is on. Yep. Okay. Ooh, that one broke.
Beautiful. I mean, not broke, but came loose. Nice. Oh, goody. So, see, that's so satisfying when that happens. Okay. Cheddar bar. Came loose. Yay! Lovely. There we go. All right, let's get this other side off, hopefully. Without breaking something. That is. I have to go right around you guys. Hold up. There we go. Okay. Well, that came off really easy. Sweet. Let's do this bottom one now. Awesome. Not a problem at all. Goody. Okay, you let them off. You let them off. I cannot allow this. There you go. You also can use the universe, okay? My daddy, you box. There you go. Okay. And that's good. Oh, you don't need the boom, boom. Let me give you guys a close-up of what these things look like. We've got a bunch of decay there and all around there. Underneath looks like. Look at that. This is supposed to be a seam. Complete rustola. So I'm pretty much thinking these are toast, but I'm not going to throw anything away until I have my new ones in place. Then once I'm sure I don't need anything off this thing, then I'll pitch it. Okay, we're gonna put this little dude on. This keeps the flywheel from spinning when you're torquing nuts off. I clutch these guys. It said to do that. No, these guys here. And then obviously the gland nut. It's the big whammy. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go around and loosen each one of these separately. I mean, not all at once. So I'm gonna loosen a little bit, then loosen some more, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, nice. Okay, just pressure on clutches. You don't have to remember this. Yeah, you can see it coming out. Let me bring it up here. So there's pressure that's pushing this outward. And you can tell
If you look right here at this crack, how it starts to widen. As I open this up a little bit more. So you just go around and do every little nut a little bit. See, it's just getting a little, gap gets a little bigger. Gap around. No, I'm not using the hammer. Okay. There's a lot of length left. I can see they're still in there, so I'm just going to loosen all these up. Okay, now that looks like the pressure's off that thing. This one's tighter. Okay, and then you have a wavy washer here. Okay. I'll give you guys a look at this thing. So I have no idea if this is good or not, but we'll find out. All right, neat. This is the actual clutch. There's the gland nut. That's what we have to get off. One's the clutch and one's the pressure plate. And they go together kind of thing. It's all stretched up. I don't know if that's okay or not, but I'm just gonna get a new one of these. They're not that expensive. And a new pressure plate too. The one I have is an older model. They upgraded it later in the year after mine, or maybe it was after 72, to a different style. So I'm going to do that. Now I get to take this off. So I'm using this book. Oops, low battery. Go away. Okay, I'm using this book to help me with everything. Well, I use this in the Bentley. So in here, it tells you to build that bar. It's just a bar with 2 holes drilled into it, 7 and 7/16 apart, and then you attach it to the flywheel, and then you can take off the gland nut. So let me get that attached. Okay, so my engine is still on the stand, but I'm going to try doing this without having to take it off. It's on the motorcycle stand, so let me put this back on. Let's see, it goes like this. And my understanding is that this is just so the engine doesn't tip over when you're cranking down on the gland nut. But I don't know, we'll find out. Okay, and so I have a really heavy duty breaker bar. It's a 3/4 inch drive, not the 1/2 inch, which you usually see. You can see how big that is right there. So let's do it, I'm excited. Go, okay. Okay, let me get a longer pole. Hold on. Okay. Yes, it did it. Coolie. Nice. That is satisfying. Okay. Okay. Where's the camera? There it is. So it has the wavy washer. Whoop, 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 whoop. Facing out like that. It doesn't look like this has been wrenched on at all. Looks almost new. No marring it on it, except for maybe what I just did. So that's exciting. All right, now I'm gonna remove that little stabilizing bar and pull the flywheel off. Okay, so yeah, I'm supposed to remove the flywheel next. So that's what I just did, and that's what I'm gonna do now. And then I put it on the yoke on, and then stick it on the stand. Oh, I'm getting closer. All right. Then what it says to do is take a couple of crowbars and just pull it off. So let's see how that goes. See if I can get this puppy off. Oh, that was way easier than I expected. Perfect. Neat. Wow, see, this is all working out, isn't it? All right, so the book here says to attach the yoke to the 3/4 side of the engine case. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so the instructions are to stick it on the 3/4 side, which is what I did, and obviously there's no thread here, and who wants to thread anything all that far anyway? So people put a spacer here, usually it's just a socket, and it's a 17 millimeter, so put that on, and I just happen to have a bolt instead of using the big long bolt that they have, that it comes with it, I mean. So now, let's just torque it down. Ow. All right, so anyway, that's on there now. And the next step is to hoist this up in the air with my hoist that's on the ceiling and stick it on the stand. And so that's what I'm doing next. My understanding is that you don't want to lift by wrapping anything around the tubes. What are they called? Push rod tubes. So I'm going to go around the sump in like an X pattern. All right, people, let's see. So I have the my ratcheting tie downs crisscrossed under the sump and coming up to this point here, okay? And so I'm gonna lift it up. My lovely assistant is gonna pull the motorcycle jack away, and I'm gonna push this over there and put it on there. That's the plan. So let's see how it goes. It makes me totally nervous because I've never done this.
And I couldn't really find a lot of good info on the internet, but okay. All right, looking good so far. It's a little higher. Yes. Okay, just a little teensy lower. Beautiful. Okay. Just lock that little puppy into place for a second. Now I'm going to release. See how that goes. Bingo. It worked. All right, so it's on there now. Let's see how I do moving it around. Lovely. It feels very solid on there. Okay, so that is exciting. So this one is just going to go in the back of the shop right now because I'm going to be doing getting the tranny off the chassis, and then putting the tranny on the motorcycle jack that I just freed up by sticking this on the stand. So that's what's happening now. Let's see how I do with turning it. This part really makes me nervous. I mean, because doesn't it just flop? Maybe lift up a little bit. Okay. Easy peasy. Oops, I gotta drain the oil. I hear oil swooshing around. I haven't done that yet. I think I need a little cheater bar for this too. Yeah, I'll put a cheater bar on this so I have it handy. All right, well, that didn't seem hard to do though. I just, had to stop because I forgot I haven't done the oil, removed the oil yet. So, let's park this over here and move on to Trannyville.